Everyone, and welcome back to Pandemonium, where today we're going to be doing a very quick analysis video focusing around Mylta Power and how to use the terrain to its full potential, and maybe you can get something out of this to use in your very own matches or semi-pro or professional tournaments. So let's get right into it. We're going to be focusing our attention around Dagestan, that got himself a very solid victory on this terrain very recently in the PMSL EMEA EU Qualifiers. Dagestan, very early on in this game, took the really strong position that you can see here, which is going to be the entire cliffside around the northern and eastern edge of Mylta Power. And the reason why this position is so good is because it's elevated. This location gathers a lot of information on all of this kind of area here, while also somewhat keeping tabs on the players that are inside of the city itself. So like this grayed out area is also very good in terms of knowing where teams are fighting. You can hear the shots. Maybe you can't see the players, but you can at least get a good idea of what's happening here. So yeah, really good high ground position they took control of. It is great from Dagestan that they got there so early, because they can make full use of it for the entirety of the game. And what I do like about Dagestan location is not only they took that spot, they have a really solid split, especially the location of Magnum and Zadira, because what they're doing pretty much is gathering information on the two weak spots of these cliffs. The weak spots are going to be the northwestern side, so all of here, and also the southern side, because these are locations teams can push and will be trying to take away from you as much as possible, because they're such a good late game option. So we're going to be moving into this game and see how good the scouting actually is, and why it was a solid play for them to execute this entire match. So you can see, for example, here, Circle's about to shift. No team's going to push them now. It's a little bit too early. But here we can see Circle shifts. Dagestan's location is still very easily in Circle, and Big Baby here that we're going to be highlighting right in this location, in this compound, to understand, okay, we need to start moving into the circle because teams are going to otherwise backstab us and we're going to get crashed. We want to do what could end up being a game-winning crash. And this is why the split of Dagestan is so good, because they instantly react, seeing, okay, wait, this team is pushing in onto us. We are going to feed the information over to Zadira, over to Shifu, and you can see instantly Zadira getting into the car, ready to reposition and assist the entire team in clearing Big Baby. To be honest, it was such a good position, they didn't even need Zadira. It goes to show how good the scouting and the split is from them, because the instant a potential threat comes their way, they are able to respond in the matter of minutes, which are not minutes, seconds. That's way quicker. And that allows them then to clear the entire western side. And you're going to see this repeat multiple times throughout this game. We're going to skip a bit ahead and see what's truly happening here. But they know currently the western side is a little bit of a major issue. We're going to put a lot of our resources in clearing Mylta Power, in clearing Shockwave. And it's such a good spot that Shockwave understand we can't really push this. So we're just going to send it into the city itself and just hope for the best. Because pushing Dagestan right now would be a very, very bad decision, because pretty much 100% of the time, you are not going to win that fight when you're the one pushing it. So you want to be very careful how you're going to be making that call. And here you go. So here, also Mylta Power, you can see on the northern side, playing in the water down the cliff, because just like Shockwave, not quite ready to take the fight. It goes to show how good of a game plan Dagestan had, because so many teams wanted to make that push. But unfortunately, Dagestan was just too on point with that reaction to the initial push of Big Baby, then Shockwave, then Mylta Power. So now moving forward, you'll be able to see that here, look at that. There's a big fight happening on the southern side of the map. I guess who's going to be able to hear that? Well, you'll see very quickly that Dagestan are going to get full information on this fight very soon of Strangers BD fighting One Esport. So we're going to move ahead a little bit, see exactly what we're working with. And there you go. Zadira feeds information with Limbo. They're still going to be waiting for the circle to pop. And the moment it does, they want to try and suffocate this fight as soon as humanly possible. There you go. We know they're not in circle. They're going to have to push our way. Let's send all of the team over to that location. And that's exactly what they execute a few seconds after. Boom. Everyone sends it here because the west has been cleared. There are no more threats around this spot of the map. No teams are going to go for a late rotate there. It doesn't make any sense. They cleared already all three teams technically in that area. So here we go. Big send on the southern side. Make sure you can suffocate those teams out in the blue. And we're going to move ahead. There you go. One Esport is done. Monkey of Strangers is going to be down in the water just like Mylta Power. So they're not a threat, okay? When you're looking at this situation, this guy and Mylta Power, not an issue because they're in the water and you can't really climb up from that kind of location. So now Dagestan have full control, or even more control. They had full control before, but have even more control of this entire cliff area, which again is a high ground location compared to what the other teams are doing inside of Mylta Power itself. So really good execution, and this is the big game-winning play they did, because until right now, this is a really good play to make it to the late game scenario and get a bunch of eliminations. As you can also see, they got 12 eliminations right there. They're having a great time. But we're going to see the next circle pop, and this is what I love so much about the end play from Dagestan. We still have this high ground position, which is where one of their players is going to scout for the rest of the game, and we can constantly hear the fight. We can't see the fight, but we can hear the fight happening in Mylta Power. And this fight's happening right here. They're not in circle. What are we going to do? We're going to full send it, baby. We are going to go into Mylta Power, which some people might be like, you don't need to do that to win the game. But if you want more eliminations, you can send it. And that is exactly what they do. 16 eliminations in. They hear Team Spirit fighting another team. We're going to be sending it into the compound. Magnum regroups with Zadira. I think they even send an extra play at the end. And there you go. Send it in and make sure you just keep the pressure on, because now they can't even advance into the circle, because if you do, guess what? You're just going to walk right into a defensive wall set up by Dagestan 77. You're just being, again, I use this word a lot this video, you're just being suffocated once more by Dagestan at that point. So there are so many intricate plays and things that have been done by Dagestan, which is down to an early call done from the very start of the match to go in that position because they know how valuable it is, and also some great splits with 10 out of 10 communication, instant reaction time because they're next to cars that allows them to just hold on to the best position in this game for the entirety of the match. And at the end, 20 eliminations. They might even get an extra one at the end, but they just eliminate Team Spirit, get themselves the win, and off the back of that also qualify for the PMSL EMEA Fall Season 2024. So great, exciting stuff. Congratulations to Dagestan on one of the smoothest endings we have ever seen in a Mylta Power finish, and I hope to see a lot more of that. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. If there are other plays you would like me to cover in these analysis videos, please feel free to share them in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time for another Pandemonium video.